Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the broadcast here at Tarnation TV. TarnationTV.com happens to be the website, but that's irrelevant. We're here tonight at the Primetime Superspeedway, the Primetime Racing League. Their truck series happens this evening, and of course, it is a championship race. So the knockout round is down to 4 drivers, and we're going to see which one of the 4 takes home the championship tonight. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by Brian Wolf.
Hey, Blaine, thanks for having me, man. I am excited to be here tonight. I feel really lucky. I feel really blessed to be here helping out with this race in particular because it's, come down to the final 4, like you said, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. We got a big driver count right now. It's showing us about 26 people have attached to the server. Of course, we're 2 of them. So definitely over 20 trucks on track this evening. It should be pretty cool. And they've got them all branded. Some of them are running holiday schemes because we are in late December. So whatever holiday you celebrate, happy holidays, season's greetings, whatever you want to do, and do it safe. And yeah, man, Fluid Studios and Tarnation TV coming together, man. Like your little channel there with all your highlight videos. And right now we're just watching some happy hour practice, if you're wondering what these guys are doing. This is live, but they are practicing right now. But the Fluid Studios channel, you've been cranking that thing back up.
Oh yeah. I'm really proud to be partnered, with you doing this. This type of stuff tonight. Fluid's got a lot of projects going on right now. I took some time off here over the last couple of months. I had some health issues to deal with, but we're back. And I don't know if I'm exactly at 100%, but we're getting closer. But yeah, Fluid's going to be back in action real soon here. We've got some big announcements coming out for that real soon, hopefully for 2025.
Yeah, 2025 is a big year. Maverick Racing League, the High Voltage Racing League, their Maverick series has been in contact with Tarnation TV as well. It'll probably be calling the majority of their races on Tuesday nights coming up in 2025. Just last week we were broadcasting the Mobile 10 exhibition races, but they're firing up a new league in 2025. It's like, the new year is always a bunch of cool new stuff, so that it's always neat to see what people are up to. And this old simulator just keeps on trucking, to say the least. We're just watching Brian Lovell pull Eric Lovell, and are we getting ready to race already? No.
They jumped over to happy hour, it looks like, on my screen.
Yeah. I was just focused on Brian Lovell and everything went away. We're going to pull up the current points right now. I'll show that on the screen. At the end of the regular season, this is what the points looked like. I'll just let that marinate for a couple minutes, and then we'll show you who the final 4 drivers are. Sorry, what were we going to say?
No, I was just about to say, unfortunately, I can't see the screen that you're looking at. I can't see the broadcast screen yet. I can only see my server screen, so you're going to have to kind of talk up what you're looking at.
Yeah, this graph right here is the season standings for the Primetime Truck Series here on Friday nights, the Superspeedway Truck Series. So this is season 3 standings before they went into the chase. So when they go into the chase, it's like a knockout round. They'll have, say they bring 10 drivers into the chase. Those 10 guys kind of race each other. And then they knock that down to like 6, and then they knock it down to 4. I don't know if they probably went, I'm thinking they probably went 12, 8, 4. I'd have to talk to Graham more about that. Obviously, this is the championship race tonight, so it is only 4 drivers remaining.
Oh yeah, and it's a neat format. I mean, if you're an old school NASCAR points follower, this format is really cool, especially because Talladega, or well, I should say the Primetime, that's based off the Talladega track. It's a different animal than your typical traditional NASCAR racing. It's just a hornet's nest, a beehive of activity. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And the when it comes down to the playoffs, they have a round of 12 and then 8 and then 4, however they do it, coming down to the final 4. I mean, you have to perform every week if you want that championship. You have to.
Yeah, so this graphic here, we're showing no particular order. These are the final 4 drivers tonight that will be racing for the championship. So it's very possible that we could have a race winner, and we're definitely going to have a championship winner. So maybe one of the championship guys wins the race and just runs away with this entire event. I doubt it. A lot of times we get a championship winner and somebody else will win the race, but this is kind of the race within the race. So there's going to be over 20 drivers on the track tonight. Out of these 4 guys, you just got to finish in front of all of them. You know, like Javier Negron, Mike Mangialardi, Keith Bynum, and Robert Breedlove. These 4 drivers are racing each other, and they will be marked with green spoilers. I'm pretty sure they've got the green spoilers on. Yep, there's Mike right there. So they are the lime green, bright green spoilers. Those will be the chase drivers.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 40. I'm looking at the 40 of Javier Negron, and he's got the green spoilers. And this is, you know, what you were talking about. It's going to make this very interesting. I'm interested to see what these 4 are going to do. Are they going to try to find each other to help get each other to the front, or are they going to stay away from each other? You know what I mean? Like it's going to be really interesting to see how they work together or not. You know what I mean? I'm waiting to see that.
Because it's a good point. When you got more than 20 trucks on the track, you're going to have, I mean, you want to be in front because there's a possibility of a big wreck that could happen. Sometimes that doesn't happen, you know, but it's all about the positioning, and, you know, being up front is usually where you're going to want to be. So yeah, are the other guys who aren't in the chase maybe not going to bump these guys as hard? Are they going to race them harder than you would because it's a rival team? There's all kinds of things that can come into play. And of course, there's fuel strategy as well, because this is going to be a 47 lap race. It's a long night.
Yeah, and you know, like you just said, 66 laps on the docket tonight for all that, and that happens. You know, everything that you just said, plus trying to keep it together, trying to keep it in one piece, trying to, you know, to stay out of trouble and get to the front. And you know, it's all this is happening lap after lap, every second, and it's just chaos.
It is chaos. Yeah, that's probably the best way to say it. We're just focused on Rodney Sellens here right now as we're doing some practice laps.
And then, you know, on top of that, it's incredible. You know, the cautions might come into play. You never know when that's going to happen. Your strategy could go out the window at any second, you know, and that's like, again, lap after lap.
So many times that's happened too. Like we've called a few races together, a lot. And we've called races that just go green the whole way.
Oh yeah.
And fuel strategy is just locked in. And then other races where you're like, the fuel strategy's locked in and like, oh, cool, now there's a yellow flag. Now what? Now your whole entire strategy has to change, because you know you can get so far under green. You don't know if there's going to be any yellow flags. Sometimes you get trapped on pit road. Sometimes you get a penalty because you have to pit into a closed pit because the yellow comes out at just the worst time ever. I've had that happen to me where I'm like, I have to pit. Like there's nothing I can do. And you have to take the penalty, because if you try to go around, you're going to run out of gas. So there's so many things that can happen.
Yeah, and it's, you know, sometimes it builds up to those decisions, but other times it's, you know, you have to make split-second decisions every single lap, you know, and the cautions could come into play and change your strategy all up. And then if it were to break out into, you know, 3 or 4 different packs, then fuel comes into play. It's, you know, I have to use a term that I've always hated, but every lap you have to expect the unexpected.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Looks like
okay,
we're ready to grid up.
Okay, buddy, fired up here. Remember, one switch at a time, turning your stuff on.
Yeah, they did looks like they did a random or a popcorn start here. They didn't qualify. Is that right?
They did not qualify. Yep, Graham notified me there before that they were doing a lotto qualify. That means the game,
okay,
they just send it to the race, and wherever you end up is where you end up.
Okay. Yeah, I've been down there, and I got the chance to turn 1 or 2 laps on here, and it's just, even out there by yourself, it's it's fun, but it can be aggravating and everything turned into one.
As we watch the field roll off. Welcome
Yep, here we are
to the
live.
Superspeedway Truck Series here at the Primetime Racing League. Links in the description below if you're interested in joining the league. They're an open league. You can get in here and race with these guys. Of course, this is the last race of this season, but, you know, they take a holiday break and they'll be right back at her again. That's one of our contenders there, the 931 of Robert Breedlove.
Yeah, I was trying to see their starting positions. He's starting in the 19th position. The 40 of Javier Negron qualified, 24th.
Okay.
Who else is in here?
63.
63 is starting in the 23rd position. And the 29 is 7th. Starting 7th.
Right there.
So I'm going to try to go on him.
So it looks like Mike got the he got the luck of the draw on that one, being up in 7th position.
Yeah, that's where I'm focused on now. Oh man, this is going to be wild.
Yeah. Let's go through the field here quick if we can. Let's see if we can make it happen. We got the pace car. Nobody cares, but thanks Frank Dibbins for the paint job. Gary Heiser right there, the number 3. Eric Lovell in the number 80. Mark Paglia in the number 28. The number 24, we got Graham McDonald, helps run this league. Ken Huntsbury in the 66. And the number 8 of Greg Lovell. Number 29 of Mike Mangialardi. Danny Carroll in the 41. Rodney Sullins in the 38. Ulysses Sandoval in the 96. We're getting ready to go green here. The 44 of Brian Lovell. Pat McCarsky in the 97. The 60 of Perry Bond. Alex Moe in the 48. The 711 of John Godfrey. The 48 of Alex Moe. Number 2, Josh Slocum. 931 Robert Breedlove. 388, Dan Lovell. Ken Roberts in the 55. The 40 of Javier Negron. Grant Wesley in the 88. Brian Rawson in the 6. Bob Dixon in the 43. I think I missed a couple guys because sometimes they overlap. There's Keith Bynum in the 63. I think that was the only one we missed, actually, was Keith Bynum. Heiser going to the high side there.
Yeah, I was watching.
Backwards.
Gary Heiser in that 3 truck he either got pushed up the track or just kind of got slipped up there in the outside lane by himself and just parachuted straight to the back.
Does he like running at the back, though? He may have just pulled out there to just kind of maybe fade to the back.
Yeah, Bob Dixon's back there to come and help pick him back up, I think, here. That puts Terry Vaughn to the front.
Yeah, we'll try to stick here in the mid-pack. Get a look at the whole track here.
24 Graham McDonald's now in the front.
Graham McDonald leading the race. He did lead lap number 1. Who's got credit for that lap? And now a word from our I'm just kidding.
They are spreading out. They're 3 wide towards the middle back there, but I think I'm trying to watch that the 29 of see what he's going to do. It's kind of
he's sort of stuck there now.
It's kind of interesting to see if the 4 drivers are going to try to find each other or if they're going to try and stay away from each other. That 3 truck going to the back may have been a teammate strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never thought of that. It might have been. He might have been. And I don't know. I'm trying to remember Gary's style. I don't know. He doesn't like racing up the front at the start. I do not believe. I believe I'm familiar with him dropping to the back before the previous races. They're trying to get a 3rd line going here up top. Ken Roberts leading that one. Javier Negron right behind him.
Pat McCarsky moving outside to help pull that outside lane now.
Yep. That middle line is going to get the raw end of this deal because there's only 3 of those guys there now. And if anybody's familiar with NASCAR racing, the more vehicles you have nose to tail, the faster you're going to move. So 3 trucks is definitely going to be slower than 7.
And look at that, those 4 on top, man. They are trucking.
Yep.
No pun intended,
To
but
say
that
the
88
least.
and that bright yellow machine back there is really pushing. The
Yeah, it's cool to
63
see
towing behind him.
the bright yellow truck there. Grant Wesley out here this evening. That's cool.
Now they're starting to form their own outside lineup here. Well, he
66
moved up
laps.
fast.
I think I said 47 in the practice session. It's a 66 lap race tonight, so I'm guessing they're running a 2x multiplier, which means the fuel window is going to be around 20 to 24 laps before they're going to have to pit for fuel. Tires not too much of an issue here at Talladega. Fuel is going to be. I love this spectator camera. It really does give you, especially on the back straightaway, custom camera pack provided by Reddit user named NR Clips. Guy goes through some classic tracks and provides some awesome camera angles. His spectator cam is awesome because it zooms in on the back straightaway and doesn't change.
I was just noticing something on that bottom line. If you look at those teammates all lined up in a row down there.
Yep. The entire level brood.
And
Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah, then the 41 out front, he's a teammate of theirs as well, right?
Yep.
Denny Carroll in that group. Yeah, look at them.
Denny Carroll leading this race, followed by Greg Lovell, Eric Lovell, Brian Lovell, and Perry Bond in that Red Bull truck.
Yeah, Perry Bond's not afraid to make moves.
No, he's fun to watch because he's kind of that sleeper. You sort of forget about Perry sometimes, but he's always there. Make sure to tune in to Tarnation TV tomorrow evening as the finale of the Cup Series here at Primetime Racing League. They run the Monster Energy 2019 cars with truck physics. So similar speeds and gearing, but definitely with the different hitboxes and the way that the vehicles are shaped. It does lead to some exciting racing, especially the Superspeedways. These guys are in single file now. It's funny how we go from 3 wide to...
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think they're like, if the 29 was smart, I think he would just ride where he's at and stay where he's at and not race until the end. Because he's looking in his mirror and he's looking at that F2 key, seeing where those other 4 or the other 3 drivers are. Just keeping them in check. I mean, that's how I would be,
Yeah. Currently looking at Mike Mangiolani and Javier Negron running 7th and 8th position. Championship contenders.
Yeah, no, Mike's moving. That outside line's coming up, and Mike's moving back just a little bit. I think he's going to stay committed with those ones that are leading, though, on the bottom there. I think he's going to try to, he's safe right now to win the championship as it scores right now.
Yeah, that's a safe, especially early in the race, too. You just kind of find your spot and stay there. There's no sense to race the wheels off this thing this early.
Actually, that 40 truck is up there, too, running in the 6th up ahead of Mike. So he's another championship contender. In that 40, he's running 3rd in the outside line on top.
Yep. The sun drop number 40 of Javier Negron.
Right, yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for watching the
So
stream this
he's
evening.
going.
Ulysses Sandoval in the chat says, Mr. Wolf, happy holidays.
Tell him I said the same. Happy holidays to you, young man. I didn't know if I was going to get to yell at the foreign kid tonight or not.
He's racing, and you can yell at him all day because he's actually texting and driving.
Oh, boy.
Because he's in the race, and he's also in the YouTube chat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
So...
He's come a long way since he was driving that keyboard.
Yep. Now he's out there bump drafting at 203 miles an hour on the phone with a phone in one hand, typing to the Tarnation TV live YouTube chat.
Eyes on your own paper there, Ulysses.
Terry Bond getting
God
pushed to the
bless that
front
kid.
there.
It was fun watching him come up.
Yeah, man, he's won some big races against some big names. You know, you got, you know, all these drivers like the Lovels, the Westleys, Roberts, Perry, you know, Carroll, Godfrey, Breedlove, all these guys. And then you got Ulysses beating these guys. You know, so he won a couple of races and could barely speak in the interview.
I know. I always sound like a broken record when we do these things, but these guys right here. I mean, look at the run they've had so far. They're getting close to pit stops. They got to be right around 18 laps or so.
They'll probably be looking, probably around 20 or so. I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure they're running 2x. They're running a 66 lap race. They're probably running a 2x multiply.
Right. So that's going to be a 3-stop race. Yeah.
Yeah. Puts them around a 20-ish. Yeah.
That could be part of the strategy right now too, is trying to stick to the bottom, is what I'm thinking, because those pit, they'll be here before you know it, and it's easier to pit from the bottom lane, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Especially, there's a lot more space down there because of how much pavement is here at Talladega. When you go to the pit, you could, if you need to get out of the way, once you get down on the flat, there's tons of room.
It's close between that 40 and the 29, two championship contenders.
Got 24 trucks on track right now. From 1 to 24, the last truck in the pack, Gary Heiser, is 1 second behind the leader. That's how tight and how fast these guys are running right now.
Keith Bynum behind that bright yellow Menards truck.
Ooh.
I mean, I bet he's in contention.
Pat McCarskey up there sliding to the third line, trying to get something rolling. Rodney Sellens right behind him on that line you see on the right side on the wall.
I kind of thought that the 29 would stay hooked up on the bottom line with those all those teammates up front. He's going to stay committed right there, I think, play it safe. For the first, third of this race anyway.
Yeah, Tarnation TV on Saturday, which is tomorrow. We're doing the cars. And then next Saturday, a big race. It's like an 85-lap race here at the Primetime Racing League. At this track, the All-Star race. So anybody who's won a race or won a championship, like whoever wins tonight, whoever wins this race tonight and whoever wins the championship tonight would be guaranteed to roll in that All-Star race if they haven't already qualified for it. A little bit more of an endurance test just because, 85 laps, it's a pretty long one. It's usually 47 or 66 is what we usually run here. So they put it up a couple extra notches and run a 45% race.
Now that's a long night there.
Yep. I'm focused on a 63 there of Keith Bynum in that red hubcap anti-truck. That thing does not have the green spoiler, but it is in the chase.
The 63?
Currently in 16th position. One of the league administrators. It's such a cool track. There's so many different versions of this track. A super, super popular track, of course. Superspeedway, just like Daytona, but it is a little bit wider, and I mean, you can tell these guys love it because look at how good they're running this thing.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that. They've been doing it together for such a long time. These guys are just monsters at this Superspeedway stuff. They can go. I've seen them go flag to flag, 3 wide.
Yep.
for the majority of these races, and sometimes, like you said, they just go green, and they've been doing it for so long. It's mistakes are rare anymore. Usually, when a wreck happens, it's because it might happen near the end when guys are getting excited, trying to desperation moves and things like that. But at this point in this race, these guys are all just smart. They're just riding, seeing what's going to happen, letting it play out. And mistakes anymore are very rare. Wrecks happen due to mechanical failures and things like that, and maybe pit road might get congested, stuff like that. But look at the way these guys have run for 17 laps. They got to be gearing up for pit stops here pretty quick.
And that's the thing, like an accident here with these guys is just an accident. It's not malicious. It's just an accident. Stuff happens. But it is amazing to watch. Like if you watch a league that runs different tracks every week, and then they come to Talladega and it's a dumpster fire because nobody's used to running super speedways. But when you actually get into a super speedway league, these guys know how to run these tracks. There's Bob Dixon.
I just saw, Bob Dixon just pulled off. That's his whole MO. He usually pits early. Sometimes it pays off for him.
Yeah, he's usually a couple laps early, so that tells us that, right around lap 20, the window will open for the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
We do have some pit lane cameras set up using the free cam. And this
like
setup.
I said.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead now.
I was going to say, the setup they're using, they do run a fixed setup, so every single truck here does run the same setup. I'm not sure if they're using the one that Jeffrey Elliott used to run, but they're all tweaked a little bit different. This is a cool one, obviously you can tell, because these guys can do 2 wide, 3 wide.
A few more just peeled off in the back there. And the way they're moving around, it looks like they're signaling that they're going to come down this time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay on a certain camera angle here because the engines are too loud. I feel like I'm screaming over the motors.
Yeah, I have to turn down some of the stuff when I do a broadcast compared to when I race myself. We'll flip
I'm
over
kind of
here
focused on Ken Roberts, the leaders up here. They're just now coming by Bob Dixon, who made his stop successful, looks like.
Here comes another pack of cars. This is how you pit under green flag conditions, ladies and gentlemen. Flawless.
Wow, that was pretty incredible there.
Yep.
Most of these guys will probably take 2 and fuel.
Yeah, the tires aren't a huge deal, but it can save you a lot of time on pit road by skipping a tire change. But you are going to want a couple. You're going to have to change them once or twice. Probably not all 4 at the same time. Save you some time on the pits, but
yeah, it looks like these guys all came down pit road and they're all going to leave together too. So that was a good stop on this little group here. If this goes green, they could pull away. There's a pack of 4 that are just now coming around who haven't stopped yet. Javier Negron, Graham McDonald, Bob Dixon's now picked them up.
this track is 2.66 miles in length. One of the biggest tracks.
Ken Roberts on pit road right now. Grant Wesley. Looks like they all got in there good.
Yep, that was a flawless under green flag again. It's hard to do that, but there is a lot of space out there, and these guys do know what they're doing when they come down to the having to
Yeah, they should pick back up and get back together again.
Yes, this is going to be interesting. So currently my ticker is showing that Rodney Sullins is leading the race. He's merging back into traffic right now from the pits. So at the line,
yeah,
Sullins
he's
to
gonna
the front.
Yeah, he's gonna get a nice push there with Grant Wesley and pick back up to the pace speed.
Rodney Sullins is responsible for a few pretty good looking paint schemes on the track right now too. And the one he's driving was actually the one that actually ended up on a real NASCAR. A version of that Habrana Brisa paint scheme. Somehow they saw his work on Facebook because he creates paint schemes for this game and has for a long time, and they're amazing. Somebody's on an actual racing team was like, oh, hey, this guy paints cars. Well, not really, but he designed a car for an actual NASCAR team. And then they flew him to Talladega, and he got to watch the race from the War Wagon.
That big giant group that was being pulled by Ken Roberts now just left Sullins in the dust.
We were just, as I was talking about that paint scheme, he just got walked on. So that's going to go to Wesley now.
He may have gotten a penalty or something. He's pitting again. The 38's pitting again.
You are correct. Black flags on the track for Pat McCarskey in the 97 and for Rodney Sullins in the 38.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Best to pit as fast as possible, though. Just get it over with.
Yeah, and then now you're waiting for a caution that you're praying that you'll see a caution here soon.
Yeah, because that's the thing with it's probably just a pass through. Yeah, he's coming out again, so it would look like it was just a pass through. So you're not allowed to get service otherwise it doesn't count. It's probably a speeding penalty. Pat McCarskey is also serving a black flag. He's one lap down. Everybody else is on the lead lap. Grant Wesley is your leader, followed by Ken Roberts, Keith Bynum.
Yeah, if you look at the lead that Sullins had on that pit cycle, that was kind of a telltale that it was speeding.
Yeah.
But Grant Wesley's no stranger to this track either. He knows his way around this place.
Yep. On screen right now, some times for those two upcoming broadcasts I was telling you about. 9 o'clock tomorrow. And next Saturday, it starts at 8 o'clock because the race is a little bit longer. We will start at 8 p.m. for the All-Star race here at the Primetime Racing League. Links are somewhere. Probably not in the description, but they are. If you do subscribe to Tarnation TV, you will be notified, of course, when we go live with more racing.
I got to thank you for having me tonight, Blaine. This is a blast doing this, and getting to and not being involved in the actual race is kind of
relaxing.
It's well, it's a treat for me because like I described it, it's just a hornet's nest. I mean, you got to be elbows up and just on your toes, and you can't blink.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
you got to admit though, when you're out there with these guys, you're holding your breath most of the time, white knuckling this thing, but you're surrounded by these pros. It is a lot of fun, even though it is super stressful.
God, yeah.
And sometimes you're sweating, and it's like, oh man, I'm glad that race is over. But what a riot,
Oh yeah, it's wild. Like it's a different animal from your typical, your Charlotte and Pocono and Texas and tracks like that might have a little bit of finesse to them. This is push it on the floor, hold on, and and hope somebody's going to help you.
And the pitting is the most nerve-wracking part, But it's so cool to see like those three separate pit cycles, and they were all flawless. If all 25 of these guys try to go all at once, not a whole lot of room. But when little, 8 or 9 cars kind of peel off, it's a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, there's that, because the slightest little mistake or setback on pit road and your race could be done. I mean, a perfect example was Sullins and Pat McCarskey. Probably both had speeding penalties, and if you don't catch a caution just right, your night could be over just by one little mistake, a couple miles over the speed limit, and that really hurts you. Your pit stops have to be flawless.
Yeah, under green flag, it's a massive thing. If you can hit that hot pitting, if you can hit that perfectly and then just flirt with that speeding penalty, but you also got to hit your marks. It depends how straight the car is in the box. You know, all kinds of stuff. It just gets amplified on pit road under green.
So where are our championship drivers in this mess? Javier Negron in the, let's see, in the number 40, he's running 7th.
Yep.
And the, 7th. Keith Bynum in that 63, they're running side by side right there.
Yep.
In the 8th position. I got to mention that John Godfrey in that 7-11 too, man. He's always creeping around near the front towards the end of these things.
You can see the 63 and the 40 side by side right there. Where is the 29 of Mangialardi hiding? 20th position right now for the 29.
He's kind of fallen back off of that lead pack.
And Breedlove,
if they can stay in a straight line,
17th.
they can maybe catch that front pack. They're running 1, 2, 3. There's 5 of them in a little group here. At the 29. They're pushing Dixon around. Who's up there in like the 17th or 18th position.
Mark Paglia in the 28 truck. What's that sponsorship? Krabby Dicks.
Unfortunately, I don't have his scheme.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that.
If 931 is still hanging around that front group, even though he's in the 17th position, way off in the distance in the background, you can see where that little 5-car group that Mike Mangialardi's in.
Yep. I was going to say, too, the Tarnation TV award for the yellowest truck goes to Grant Wesley today. Congratulations, Grant, on your being the yellowest truck on the track today. You could definitely see Grant coming. It's pretty funny how like there's so many awesome ways to paint these things, and then there's just like one guy just goes yellow.
Yeah.
That's all you can see. We're coming up on some lap traffic here that looks like Ken Huntsbury in the 66.
I like his scheme, that baseball theme, that New York Yankees.
And it's a good scheme because it's much like a classic Yankees jersey. It's just simple. It's pinstriped with the blue and the white. You know, nothing too crazy, but it's cool. You know, less is more. I always like that vintage looking stuff.
Oh yeah, I like the throwbacks and all that stuff.
So he's running here in 22nd position. He is, well, at the last time around he wasn't a lap down, but now he will be 1 lap down. He does have 2 laps led. Sorry. Now, Rodney Sullins is a lap down and has 2 laps led. Huntsbury does not.
Now, if I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to say if the race were to end now, because it's not going to end now. But I think that 63 of Keith Bynum is going to stay committed to that upper lane, and the 40 is going to stay committed to that bottom lane, just kind of being pulled around by those 4 teammates up there in front. They've been up there just dominating.
That's it. A focus on the 41 right now of Denny Curl. Currently, this will be his 18th lap led this evening, dominating this thing. Other laps led tonight. 2 laps led by Keith Bynum, 3 laps led by Graham McDonald, 4 laps led by Perry Bond. Rodney's got 2, Pat McCarski's got 1, so does Grant Wesley. So does John Godfrey. But Denny Carroll with 18 laps led.
Yeah, he's got a lot of protection right now.
I was just going to say that. Those guys behind him will not race him too hard. That's his
No, they'll make
teammates.
sure he stays out there. Because I bet they're thinking about their next pit stops and strategies already.
Yeah.
And that's why Wesley knows the only way, and I think that 63 knows it as well. The only way you're going to beat those front four is by going on the outside and hoping you got a nice push from the back.
Yeah. And Wesley has some good company behind him, and Robert's behind him. It looks like Alex Moe's back there too.
Yeah, and those guys know how to do this. I mean, every single one of these guys is just, has won races here, and they've been doing it together for such a long time. It's a nice camaraderie, but at the same time, you got 26 guys out here just throwing elbows.
I mean, you'd think this track could be easy to drive around, right? Like, oh, it's a super speedway. We're running a gear ratio, like the truck setup where you just flat out the whole time, pedal to the metal, just go. But it has a lot to do with how you work with the cars around you, and that's why that front pack is untouchable right now, because they're just on rails. They're not bobbing, they're not weaving, they're just staying in a line, and nobody can get to them.
Yeah, the more faith you can have in the guy in front of you and behind you at a race like this, this particular animal, the more faith you have in the cars around you, the easier it is. But if yeah, if you're riding behind somebody that's bobbled in the past, or you've had maybe an issue with in the past or something, it makes it that much harder. Because now you have to know how to drive these guys. Some of them, they're different personalities, but that's, again, it's so competitive, but that's what makes it great. That's what makes it so much fun.
And it is, like, from week to week, I'll just, if you want to follow me, cool. But, like, maybe my wheel isn't set up right or some weird thing. I didn't calibrate it properly. You don't drive the same because you're fighting your controller. You can have an off day. If somebody sets their wheel up wrong a little bit, a couple little ticks to the left or the right, and the thing's not reacting the way you want it to react, that's costing you little bits of speed and control, and then people are going to avoid you because you're squirrely. And that's another thing. I was a little bit squirrely out here too until these guys started teaching you about the settings that you can do for your controller to help stabilize the truck, the car, or whatever you're driving.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Along with the 40 different personalities, you have 40 different rigs that are set up 40 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
A couple, 3 or 4 or 5 of them might have the same brand of wheel or the same, the G29s or what have you. But they're set up. Even those are set up differently. So, it's interesting. Every race is different. You never see one that's the same.
Well, and I see these guys that are streaming video games on the internet, like, Call of Duty or something, and I'm like, I don't really care, because you're just watching some guy run around. But when we stream this stuff, like, we're streaming an actual race. Like you said, every rig's different, just like it would be in real life. Everybody's sitting behind a desk in a chair somewhere on this track right now, driving this thing, and we're presenting the race to you, and it's a different kind of stream, I think.
Oh, some of these guys too. I mean, if I've seen some online, all the different rigs. Some of these guys are just ridiculous with it, with the hydraulics and the different, big wide 3-screen bubble. Yeah,
it's crazy. Yep.
Some of them are peeling off for pit road here. Looks like the 40 and the 24 and the 96.
Yep.
So that 40 car, he was running in the 15th position, but in the lead pack. So let's see what he does.
Ken Hunsbury's all by himself. Let's see here. There's Josh Slocum, Pat McCarskey running. Oh, Pat's a couple laps down. Mike Mangialardi in 22nd, all by himself. Bob Dixon and Gary Heiser together forever, like peas in a pod.
Okay, these three, along with Javier Negron, come off pit road just like they came on, nice and smooth. They're in and out.
I think Bob might go right now. He usually goes early. He did not.
Oh, we got somebody spinning on pit road.
Oh, it looked like I just focused on Carroll. Let's go into a replay there and back that up. He looked like he was a little bit out of shape.
Yeah, he just kind of lost it, braking too hard. Ooh, and Grant Wesley got into the left side of him.
Yeah, here we are in a replay here, watching this pit entrance of the lead pack. So far, so good, but it looks like Denny locked the tires up. Yeah, Grant, something happened with Grant. The thing just hooked left. So Grant will probably get arrested.
Oh, we've got the 7-Eleven
And
is
thrown
around
in
at the
prison.
beginning of pit road. The 63 is around on the grass.
Oh, no. 63, you say?
Oh, yeah, John Godfrey back there on the 7-Eleven. I don't know if they got together. I'm going to back it up.
I'm going to rewind it here. Same camera angle, Keith
63.
Bynum.
Oh, the 63 missed a commitment cone. And the 71 or the 7-Eleven and the 6 got together. And John Godfrey just didn't get turned around too quick.
Yeah, the 63 really did overshoot that a lot. Maybe his foot slipped off the brakes. So that is going to definitely shake up the
Yeah, it is.
the sort now. I mean, we had a big pack, a couple of
Grant
big packs,
Wesley
but we had a couple of little hiccups. Grant Wesley coming back down. I'm not showing a black flag for him.
Yeah, see, now the 63 was held up on, well, he might catch this front draft. He's going to be awfully lucky if he does. I'm watching Keith Bynum in that 63 because he had a little bit of a problem on pit road. He missed the commitment cone. I don't know if he has to come back in or not.
It's not showing a black flag. If he missed the cone, he actually wouldn't have been speeding.
He
Yeah,
is coming back down.
in. Yeah.
Yep.
As we cycle through this, it's showing right now that the 55 of Ken Roberts is in the lead.
Robert
I think
Breedlove.
that's going to change.
Yeah, I just caught up with Robert Breedlove. He's in the 11th position in that front pack.
Okay, yep.
And so is the 40 of Javier Negron. He's running in the 9th position.
There goes Rodney. Black flag again. Rodney Sullins. It's showing there on my ticker. Rodney in penalty trouble, man. He's staying on the lead lap somehow, too. He's had two blacks.
That's got to be rare for him.
Yeah. So a bunch of different pit cycles and a bunch of different mishaps. Now, the mishaps happened off the racing line, therefore there was no yellow flags. So we are green flag conditions. Also forgot to give a shout out to Rod Weston, co-host here at Tarnation TV. Brian backing Rod up because it's Rod's birthday today. So happy birthday, Rod. He's out partying.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fill-in.
Rod will be all right. He'll be okay. He's like, I can probably make it. I'm like, dude, it's your birthday. Don't worry about it. I got Wolf in my back pocket. It's fine.
Like all those dimes and nickels. Grant Wesley and the 66 of Huntsbury are going to be in trouble to go a lap down here, possibly.
Yeah.
Got about a 11 car pack, 12 car pack running in the front.
John Godfrey has retired. Only truck to retire from the race tonight, John Godfrey.
Brian Rawson
Rawson.
on 6 cars, is leading him down. Alex Moe, he knows how to get around this place.
Yep.
And then there's those championship cars, trucks, I should say. The 40.
Yep. Javier right up there. Should probably give a shout out too to Jeffrey Elliott. That dude, I mean, he let you and I kind of build this broadcasting thing way back in the day. And now, if we go back and watch those broadcasts, I would say they're horrible.
I don't know. I mean, they were fun when we did the.
They were fun, but there's a lot of glitches that I'm not proud of. But then again, without me messing something up, I don't know how to have a fail safe. So because of him letting us massage what we were doing, I was able to be like, okay, so what if this happens? And then I have a solution. I have a backup. What if my ticker pukes out like this? Well, I can push this button and turn it back on again. You know, like we had so many times where we were running just a ghost race because nobody could see the info. So there's all these, I have a keyboard full of hotkeys now to fix problems as they arise during a broadcasting session. But
looking back on that, though, I mean, that was so much fun. I recall one race, you put up the scoring or something on the screen and then forgot about it.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the YouTube viewers were typing in there, "Hey, take that screen down."
Yeah, we can't see the race. You got the stats up there. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no big deal. 11 laps of stats.
Yeah, it was still fun though. I mean, it was a learning process, and I'm still learning some of this stuff. So I mean, it's you got to have talking points, and I'll tell you what, these guys are providing a race here tonight. It's just incredible.
It was cover up the entire screen with numbers.
This is a good product to take and run with it when you get the chance, because like I said, those races back then, the Shake and Bake series, I'm on Fire, all those Talladega Nights series, they were so much fun. And I remember when we started off in 2022, or I forget what year it was even, it's been a few years now, when there were like 6-8 of us or whatever, and it just grew into but by the end of that first year, they were turning drivers away. It was so crowded because everybody wanted a piece of it. Yep.
And a lot of those guys are here tonight too.
Oh yeah. And like I said, they've been doing this together a long time, and there's you gotta really run with these guys for a while to get to this point, to this level of competition.
Yeah, and Jeffrey put a lot of work in, man. He would eat, breathe, and that's about it. And the rest of it was all NASCAR 2003 in that league. So it's cool that he's actually now stepped away from it. He found a new lady friend, and he's just kind of sitting back, chilling, not running the leagues anymore. Just kind of shut it all down, take a break from it. And that's the great thing too. The sim has been around since 2003. The sim will be here whenever he decides to come back. And if it's running a league, or if it's just driving, there's always a spot. Brian Rawson is liking this spot right now. Alex Moe right behind him. Javier Negron is also liking that spot. He is in third place in the race, but Javier is in the chase. And obviously, where he sits right now, in front of those other three contenders, which you can see on the right side of your screen, the 40, 29, 63, and 931. The 931 currently in 12th. Yeah. The 931 is currently in 12th. The 63 of Keith Bynum is currently in 19th. The 931 of Robert Breedlove, I should say, is currently in 12th. Keith Bynum currently in 19th, and Mike Mangialardi sits in 18th. And Javier, of course, 3rd.
I know that 29 car is praying for a caution.
Yeah. Javier goes to the bottom. He's going to try to lead some laps here. Brian Rawson has led 8. The 40 goes beneath him. And he's going to get the lead.
Now, basically, since the 40, is that more points for him?
Yes, but it's not a, they don't.
But
They still
he
track
still
points.
has to beat the other three, right?
Yeah, they still
To win the
track.
championship.
Yeah, because it's a knockout round, points aren't
Okay.
really a thing. They still do track the points, but it doesn't really matter. He just has to finish in front of the other three drivers. Doesn't need to win the race. He just needs
in
to be
front of the
that
other
first.
three, yeah.
The first of the four across to cross the line at the show.
Well, I would say that 40 car right now, for at least, is doing what he needs to do to win not just the race but the championship.
Pretty much for the entire race, actually, Javier has actually been up in that top 10 spot. Like, he's just been near the front of the pack. Now he's in the front of the pack. We still have a pit cycle to go through, though, because these guys will not be able to make it.
The 931 is picking up the tail end of that outside line, and I'm 52. We're getting close to 10 to go. Are they going to have to pit again?
Yeah.
Okay, they will have to pit again. So this is going to
Probably.
be interesting with the 40 car basically in command of this thing.
And that's the thing, too. The pit window won't... I mean, if they can get about 20 laps on a tank, we're talking lap 60 is when the window will open. Do you want to go as far as you can, or do you want to pit early? And
Man, look at
I mean,
that
if they
outside
pit
line is
now,
coming.
if they pit now and get full service, they'll make it to the end, and then you'll have more time to fight your way back into
Back through it, yeah,
it.
right.
Or do you burn up everything you've got and pit when there's only 3 laps left? I don't know if I would want to do that.
I would definitely pit when the others pit. And I tell you what, that 24 car is getting really friendly back there.
Yeah, that's a cool looking rig too. That 24 truck of Graham McDonald. It's a holiday edition.
They're looking kind of squirrely at this point. I'll tell you what, these guys are close, man. You could throw a blanket over the top 20 there, or top 15, whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll put it in spectator mode here as we go down the back straightaway, because this will really show you how close these guys are, and they'll be pushing each other down this back straight and physically touching each other right there. You can see that top line. They all come together. Bump, bump, bump. Very cool camera angle to illustrate the bump drafting. Thanks to NR Clips for the awesome camera pack.
The 931, that Diet Pepsi truck.
Yeah.
Robert Breedlove, he's still in contention. He's not giving up.
Now he's back in there. You know, he was near the back of the pack at the start of this thing, but now he's running in 9th. Grant Wesley is 1 lap down. Rodney Sullins is 1 lap down. Ken Hunsbury, Pat McCarsky are 2 laps down, and John Godfrey is still only the only driver to have retired from the race this evening. Fastest lap. Yep.
You mentioned a cup race tomorrow night. Now, is it this track as well?
Yes.
And they run the
Monster Energy 19 Men Cup.
Yeah, the not the cup physics though. They run the CTS physics. Okay.
Yeah, they'll run the CTS physics. Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, the cars are super cool. Yeah, fastest lap this evening so far, Graham McDonald. Average lap time of 47.33 seconds. Average lap speed, get this one, 202.103 miles per hour. That's on average. That is insane.
202 is an average?
That
should be just a high speed.
It's the fastest lap. So it's an average speed of the entire lap.
Oh my goodness.
So there would have been portions of that lap.
Here they come down pit road. The levels look like they're peeling off. Those all teammates are going to stay together.
That 202 is an average lap speed. So that means he probably hit like 204 a couple times on that lap due to bump drafting and whatnot to get that 202 average. Because in the corners, they'll go down to like 196.
The 29 is on pit road as well, but unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be by himself.
Yeah, he's already there. We're just watching Eric Level. We're fixed on Eric Level here, the 80 Mopar truck. We'll get back into the pack here because we're going to...
Yeah,
just
I'm
before
focused on
lap
the
60.
40. I'm focused on the 40 right now, and the 931 is staying in that high lane.
See, they don't need to pit yet. I think they're
they
going
are pitting
early.
now.
Yeah, I believe, like I was saying, they might want to go a bit early because if you could run this thing till your tank's dry and there's only 3 laps left, that's not a lot of time to do anything. So they're coming in now with 10 to go.
Okay, now Bynum pitted with only 3 cars to go. Breedlove, if they can pull this off and get all these 6 trucks to line up, Breedlove's got a really good shot at this. Because 6 on 3 is going to be, that's tough to beat.
Fuel only for the 40. Green flag pit cycle once again.
Yeah,
they have to stay below that yellow line until they get to the back straightaway.
Here comes that group of 6 with Breedlove, and they all, come on. No, Ken Roberts just nose jived the wall. 5 of them are still together. Here comes Breedlove down. 6 is in. 88's in. Fuel only for the 931.
On this camera angle, you can see that lead pack coming.
And these 4 are coming off the pit road all together and simmering nicely. 28's going to join them. And here comes that lead pack up behind them. This ought to be good.
So they have linked back up together now, trying to find the leader. Who's in first? Credit for first is Rawson still. So far, so good on everybody pitting with no black flags. I'm keeping an eye on the stats here. Behind the scenes, I can find that info. So far, everybody's clean, in and out. Rawson maintaining.
Wow, look at that outside line coming.
Yep, I got it on spectator view now. That outside line looks like it's what? 8
or 9 cars.
That's about 9 trucks deep, and they are just rocking.
Again. What's going on here? Breedlove's on pit road again.
Yeah, it's not showing me that he's got a penalty. That line being led by Dan Lovell in the 388. It just strolled past those guys.
Breedlove must have had to drive through because he didn't stop. He came down. You know what? The caution's out. When that big group came around, they kind of got together. Brian Lovell, I don't know if he just got cut up with that big string coming or if he wasn't up to speed or what happened there, but he smacked the outside wall and spun it and brought the caution out.
Find the moment of caution here and get you a replay.
Now, everything we talked about during this race is now out the window and onto the freeway. You know what I mean? It's we're gonna have about 3 or 4 laps of green, white checkered.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a little post-race activity going on up here. What's this about?
Here's the replay. We're locked onto Brian Lovell in that pink and black truck. We're going to have to get a different angle on that one.
I am showing... let's see.
That's funny. I was focused on that pack, and I just focused away from that pack. Well, it looks like Graham McDonald and the 44 got tangled up there a bit.
3 of the levels are running 1, 2, 3 here. So they may have both lanes covered. The first championship contention driver is the 40 of Javier Negron. This might give the 20. Well, in 3 laps, it's going to be a little rough, but this gives actually all 4 contention, championship drivers, another chance at least.
Yeah.
We might see them race each other here in the middle of the pack.
They gotta get to the ground though, and he's been in front of them all day.
Yeah.
He's been running top 10 pretty much all day. He's in 6th right now. I'm showing him in 6th, but it looks like there's more. Oh, it's because the 3 of Heiser will be a lap down, I think.
Okay, yeah, probably is.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Thanks for watching Tarnation TV, everybody.
16th position.
Sorry?
Heiser was showing a lap down in the 16th position.
Yep. Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching Tarnation TV. Make sure to watch the competition too, though. Flatout Racing Network, Top Dragster, JTN, Cook Broadcasting. That's another one I've found. Those guys are really good. He does a lot of the cool stuff that I'm pulling off too with these, like when you get these camera angles like this. I noticed he's using free cam a little bit as well, which is kind of neat.
Now this kind of gives this puts an interesting twist on stuff too, because let's see, Keith Bynum, the 63 is in the 12th position. Robert Breedlove is in the 11th position. And some of these cars are going to duck on off and get, because they're laps down.
Okay, right. Lap down cars would need to do a drive-through.
Right. So they go to the back of the pack. So this could get insane.
Yeah, so those trucks that just went to the pits are Gary Heiser, Bob Dixon, Grant Weston, Mike Mangialardi, Rodney Sullins. Like Denny Carroll has retired.
Yeah, now if you're one of these,
what happened to Denny?
I don't know. He might have been caught up in that wreck.
Holy moly! Let's see if I can find it.
If you're one of these 4, though, I mean, now is not the time to be conservative.
See if I can find when Denny. What happened to Denny? Yeah, I mean, this is going to go green, and it's going to be
chaotic. I'm trying to stay on. One.
Nothing happened to Denny. He pitted and retired.
Could it be he had a
just put it in fast forward here
issue or something?
It's possible, but I've just got it in fast forward here right now. We found Denny on the track here. Lap 58. Lap 59. And then he heads to the pits. Hits his box. And he's gone. Something locally must have happened. Now, he's not in championship contention, but it is strange to see because he was running so good. He had 24 laps led on the night. We were focused on him for a while because he was just dominating this race with that whole crew, the big Stone Gap crew, that whole team. And now he ducked out. Not sure why, but hopefully everything's all right.
So we're going to have, what, a 2-lap shootout here, or is this over?
It shouldn't be over. We went under yellow about 6 or 7 laps left. So even with lap down cars, we wouldn't get that many under yellow. The lucky dogs are staged up there to the right. You can see Bob Dixon and Gary Heiss there. If the lights go off, they will go. Lights are off,
Yes,
they will go. So the lucky dog cars, first couple of cars a lap down, will get to drive all the way around to the back to get their lap back. And of course, their black flag for passing the pace car under caution will be cleared by race administration staff. Currently focused on Greg Lovell in the 8. Right behind the 388 of Dan Lovell. Eric Lovell up there in the 80.
Well,
Brian Rawson.
Well, I'm thinking about it. We should give another quick shout out to Ulysses Sandoval. I don't know if you had that graphic up there earlier, but he's the overall points leader. Is that right for the regular series? So so you could almost call he just got eliminated in the playoffs, but he's still overall points collection. You could call him the regular series champion almost. So it was congratulations to him because I mean that's a fine job against this group.
Yeah, there's a lot of names underneath him. And he was able to collect 300 points even.
So really, basically, all he had to do was, because I think he was about 18 to 20 points ahead. So really, if he finishes, in the top 15 here, he's got that covered.
Yeah, we got a stat there. Ulysses Sandoval first overall, 300 points, has 1 pole position and 2 wins in the season.
Yeah, that's an outstanding job. That's a good season right there.
Yep.
Here we go.
Green flag will go on lap 65. As lap 65 begins.
Javier Negron in that 6th position back there on the outside lane. I think this is going to be a drag race.
Yeah, and the only
63,
one...
63 and the 931. I'm watching those two. They're side by side now with the lap cars off. Here they go green. With the lap cars off now, they're going to have to race each other. They can't really help each other at this point.
No. They need to get to Javier, though. Like, Mike Mangialardi's a lap down, so he doesn't
Breedlove
really...
takes the middle lane. 60 is going to push him. Oh, man, that's a squeeze through there. Come on, man.
Oh, they're spinning. Oh, they tagged Javier.
Oh, and this race is
but he was able to hold on to it.
Breedlove's upside down. Ulysses Sandoval.
Javier Negron actually got tapped on that, but he was able to hold on to it.
Bynum kept going. He's in the 12th position still. It looks like it's going to be Javier Negron for the championship.
Yeah, we're going to go back into replay. And that one, he actually had contact on the rear of his quarter panel there. And I bet you he was clinching. Because that could have just ruined his entire championship night. See if we can get a replay of that little tussle there. Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow, that is wild.
It looks to me like the 6 car got into the 80 a little bit.
Yeah,
no, he just turned right and came back over and just collected a bunch of them. I'll tell you what, the 40 truck of Javier Negron got tagged a little bit in the tailgate. And like you said, I think that's when you said, I bet he was clenching because that was close.
Because it actually kicked it sideways. Those back wheels actually kicked sideways. You can see right there, that white number 40 gets tagged in that back right wheel, and that truck actually goes sideways a little bit.
Yeah, now
Javier was able to hold on to it.
Now they know they're racing to that flag. So yeah, it's going to be Javier Negron, man. Congratulations on this championship. As long as the scoring comes out good and no penalties or anything like that, which I didn't see any, but
nope.
It's been a fantastic race. And like I said, the cautions happen a lot towards the end. Because, especially in a race like this, these guys are anxious. Now's not the time to be conservative. You got to go.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. Again, Javier being in the right spot, man. Just being up front in front of all that.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch, man. That was a great race.
So Dan
guys,
wins
hats
the
off to
race.
these guys.
Where's Dan? Dan will be your race winner, and Javier Negron will be your championship winner.
Who did you say retired earlier? Oh, that was
Denny
Carroll. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Lovell's no stranger to winning at this track. He's been around with Talladega Nights and all these guys for quite a while now. Still having fun with it.
Now I have to cycle between the two winners, so congratulations to the 388 of Dan Lovell for winning the race, and congratulations to the number 40 of Javier Negron for winning the championship here at the Primetime Racing League Friday Night Superspeedway Truck Series. That's a lot of words. Congratulations, Mr. Negron. I'm guessing we're going to get a dual burnout. Yep, it's a possibility. Dan's already burning down the start-finish line.
Okay, yeah, I had to click over to live. I forgot I had backed it up looking for what happened back there.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to have to, actually, it's getting late for me, Blaine. I'm going to try to hang around as long as I can. I'm going to have to turn the interviews over to you, though.
Okay.
I want to get this, Food Studios might have something to do with this, if I have a solid replay to work with.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a solid replay for me. Whoops. If I can type it in there properly. Thanks again, everybody, for watching the race this evening. A fantastic race. A couple of yellows near the end, but the whole thing was a great race to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and thank you again for having me over here, man. This was fun. I hope I did a good job for you, Blaine.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
This has been a lot of fun watching these guys. And like I said, it's, you said it and I've said it before about how much fun it is to do this racing. But sometimes, man, I'd rather not be in that beehive.
No.
But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to hang around for as long as I can. I'm going to turn over the interviews to you. And I will be back in just a few minutes, or try to be.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be waiting. All right, we're just getting the stats loaded up here. Then I'll start dragging guys down. We can talk to them. Let me see here. Thanks again, everybody, for watching the race this evening. Denny Carroll in the YouTube chat. So it's great to see the Wolf back in the booth. He does a really good job at broadcasting. Yep, that's why I called him. What does a guy have to do to stop getting wrecked at these super speedway races? I guess that's why Denny I couldn't see why Denny retired, but why can I not find my exports folder to show everybody the race statistics? That would be a good thing to do right now. All right, now we're in business. Right about there. And we can also see the penalties to the 38 speeding in the pits. Yep, so he got speeding penalties. That's why Rodney had to alrighty then. Let's see here. We're going to go top three. So we're going to go Alex Moe, Greg Lovell, and Dan Lovell, and then we'll talk to the winner of the champ. We'll save Javier to the last. See if I can find Alex. Alex Moe live on Tarnation TV, man. Third place finish this evening, dude. You got me?
I got you guys. Long time no talk. How you guys been?
Oh, that's been pretty good. And then we come back into this thing and watch, 99% of it under green flag conditions, all the fantastic green flag pitting and just an all-around fantastic race, man. So, yeah, just tell us what it looked like out there. I mean, it's a shame that it ended the way it did with the yellows, but, things happen. It's racing.
Yeah, like you said, most of the race was awesome. I mean, you can't beat 2 green flag pit stops. And, yeah, it's somewhat of a shame there at the end for there to be 2 cautions and for us to end under yellow. But, for 95% of the race, I mean, it was awesome. It's fun out there, working with everyone. Respecting the championship contenders because I don't show up to race every week. And congrats to Dan Lavelle on the win, and I believe Javier Negron won the championship. So congrats to both of them.
That's exactly what happened. Yep. The great race and tight race, and it's always the camera pack that I use really shows how close you guys are for the entire race. And Brian and I were talking about how sometimes it's tiring, like, do you get I remember my hands would get sore sometimes because you're concentrating so hard, or are you more of a loosey-goosey driver? I got to ease my grip on the wheel, I think.
Well, when I was running there in the draft for the last half of the race, bumper to bumper, yeah, you got to stay focused, and, it really is some white knuckle racing. Super speedways don't get me too worn out, but, 200 laps at Martinsville or Bristol, you'll feel it after, and it's not even driving, a real car with, real steering resistance. But, yeah, it was an enjoyable race. Glad to have come out here and be a part of the last race of PRL's season here.
Are you in tomorrow as well?
I might race tomorrow. I'm not too big of a fan of the format, 230 lap races. That I might show up. We'll see. Are you and Brian broadcasting that too tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's actually Rod. It's Rod Weston. It's his birthday today, so he had to take the night off. So I had to call him back up. So yeah, it'll be Rod and I tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Rod. Hope he had a good birthday. And yeah, maybe we'll see you tomorrow night. I'll see how I'm feeling. This is the first time I've raced in a couple weeks. I don't play NR all that much anymore, but I was glad to be behind the driver's seat again and pull it off with a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, man, it was good to see you. Yeah, and then pulling out a podium is always cool. So, yeah, if you want to throw out any shout-outs, that's cool, and then we'll move up the list.
Yeah, shout out to Blaine and Brian, Tarnation TV. Haven't talked to you guys for a while. You guys do a great job along with all the other broadcasters, so good to see you guys. Shout out to Grant McDonald and Ken Roberts and everyone who makes PRL happen every week. I may not be here every week, but, it's cool to show up to these races when I can or feel like it. And, get on the podium. Shout out to Lowe's Chevrolet, everyone who's loyal to me. And good win, Dan, and great championship there, Javier.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. And, yeah, have a good night, Alex. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night, guys.
There goes Alex Moe. The number 48 Lowe's machine. Now we're looking for Greg Lovell. He's here somewhere. Number 8.
Yeah, there was. Graham
Hey,
did a drive-through for his.
Sorry, Greg. I pulled you into the booth. You were in mid-sentence. talking to you live on the air right now for the 2nd place finish there in that fantastic race. I never know when to grab you guys because I can't hear you talking. So I just go and get you.
Yeah, that was a fun race, man. Good, clean race in there. I really hate me and my son. Kind of got in a bumper hook situation there, but sometimes that happens. I don't know if they'll put it on me or him or what they'll do, but it's the last race. Well, no matter what, I had fun.
Yeah,
we worked well together tonight. That's the first time that we really worked that well together in a while.
Oh, watching you guys, it's like you're schooling everybody, especially after that one pit cycle where you guys just freight trained everybody right back to the front. It's always so fun to watch that stuff.
Yeah, we had a good pit stop. I told them guys, I said, let's go in with 10 to go. I
Right.
said, nobody make a mistake. Let's all don't run into each other. Don't speed. Pay attention to to what you're doing. If we all come out together, and all of us get hooked up together. We could gain some time.
That's the thing, because we were talking about that. Like, if you ran your car until it needed to pit, you'd have been within like 3, 4, or 5 laps. Would that be enough time to do anything? And then everybody started coming in with about 10, 11, or 12 to go. So you had some time to do something. You might not have needed to pit, but is that what you're saying? You guys went a little bit earlier, just so you had some time to put some moves?
Yeah, so we could gain some time. I think I still had 6 laps of fuel left. I could have went six more laps, but I went in, took right side tires and a tank of gas. Well, 1 can, I meant, of gas.
Right.
And we all come out together, and Alex come out with us and, helped us a little bit there. And he told me if I would have went around Danny, he would have went with me, but I can't do Danny like that.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have done me like that,
Do you ever? You got to do it sometimes, though, right? Like you guys, I know you got your rules and the team there, but sometimes you got to pull some shenanigans just to make sure they're paying attention, right?
Well, ever since the Insomniac IRC days, me and Danny always had an agreement. Whoever come out of pit road first in front of the other one, if we had a chance to win, we wouldn't pass each other. We just always had that agreement, man, and we've always stuck to it.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, just stick to the plan.
Yeah, we've always stuck to it. He came out of the pit in front of me, so I wasn't going to leave him hanging or anything. And when we seen the 6 car and all them guys lined up on the high side, we was going to go high. So because we was going to get stuck in the middle, if we didn't go high there at the end, we was going to be stuck in the middle. Me, Danny, and Eric, we would have went backwards, man, like a bad habit.
Yeah, even though the middle tends to be faster, but in that specific situation, it wouldn't have worked.
No, if you've got a bottom line and a top line on the very high line near the wall, that center lane is in an air pocket, and it just falls backwards. It just don't go nowhere. So I don't know why. It's just the physics of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really good race. That was really fun, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch.
I'm gonna go back and watch it later. Watch y'all's broadcast later, and
yeah, green the whole way, and even to that last yellow. We watched the accident happen, and Javier actually got tagged and was able to hold on to it and take the championship. So it was even in the accidents, it was so pretty. It was a nail biter because you don't want to see an accident happen, and then certain situations arise, and you're like, oh wow, like that guy made it through that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that last wreck, I don't know if I come up across Eric's nose or if he just butt me off square. Yeah, we're gonna have to go look at it and see, but it don't matter. It's the last race of the season. If it's on me, it's on me. But Eric's getting better, man. He's only been racing 6 months or so. I mean, he's getting better and better the more he comes in here and races.
Yeah, and he's right in there with all you guys too. It's fun to watch the new names and all the old names, and everybody just working together, and everybody's getting better. It's a good way to learn. But yeah, man, if you have any shout outs you want to toss down, let it rip.
Many people gets to race with their son.
No, exactly.
Like I got that opportunity, man. I'm gonna take advantage of it as much as I can.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of guys
pretty cool.
don't get that opportunity, like I'm getting.
And my brothers used to play this too, but they stopped, and I'm the only one that kept it going. They're like, "Oh yeah, you still play that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Me and thousands of other people." You know, the Sierra servers have been shut down just as long as the game has been abandoned, and it's almost gotten stronger.
Yeah, I believe as long as the game's around and it stays like it, has been, I think I'll be here. Racing since the game come out. I took a couple years break from it, then I come back in 2009, and I've been back since. So, but I give a shout out to Keith and Graham, because they do most of the work. They do a lot here, and give a shout out to you and here's Brian for the broadcast. And I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of fun.
Later.
Yeah, thanks, Greg, for joining us down here this evening. We'll move up the list to Dan, and then we got to get to the championship winner of Javier. So we got 4 people to interview tonight. But yeah, man, thanks for coming down. It's always good talking to you.
You too, buddy.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Bro.
Yeah, Brian had to step away. He was contemplating doing it within the last 10 laps, but he made it. He made it last, I think, until the end of the race. But yeah, man, congratulations on your win. We were watching some fantastic racing, and the pit stops are always my favorite. When you guys can come down in a block like that. And hit, like just flawless, like 3 or 4 packs per cycle, and nobody. There was some mishaps there on, I think it was the 3rd pit stop. Some guys got out of shape.
Yeah, we had a big pack that came down all at once. I think there was about 13 of us or something like that, and it got a little jammed up in the front of it. And we all got through it pretty unscathed, except for Denny. Poor Denny, gets caught up in a lot of stuff. But it's part of the game. When you're out here, you never know when somebody behind you is going to be a little bit too gung ho and turn you around. But he tried to recover from it. He's just too far back. But yeah, the rest of our team did real well, and we got in there and out real quick. That's where it's won and lost a lot of times, is those pit stops. That's what won this race, is just good pit stops and good teamwork, and little mishap there at the very end of the race. But I think me and Greg would have still had it. I don't think anybody had the momentum to beat us after we got to that high side there and had the draft moving with us.
Yeah, when you guys came out all together like that, it was pretty crazy watching you just walk by everybody.
Yeah, good teamwork pays off, man. That's how you do it. And good to see you again. A long time no see, man.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Yeah, I was taking a little bit of a break there too, and doing some different broadcasts for different leagues and stuff. So yeah, it's always fun to get back in the broadcasting chair. I'm working for FedEx too. It's a busy time of year, to say the least. But it's starting to slow down a little bit, so we can get in a seat and do some broadcasting. But yeah, man.
It was a fun race right there tonight. Very, very few cautions, just good racing, good tight racing, good door banging and everything going on. Everybody was battling for it, especially in the middle of the race there. I didn't know, from one lap to the next who was going to be in the lead, because it was shuffling a lot. So it was a lot of fun. And just want to mention Sunday nights, guys. Any of you guys that are listening to the broadcast, if you're racing, they want to come out and join us. Everybody's welcome, and we're going to have our last regular season race. Hold on.
You guys are racing, I can't remember the name of the series on Sunday nights.
They're talking to me on whisper. They're driving me crazy.
Oh.
Got everybody up there hollering at me. Anyway, Sunday Speedway Spartans, and we're running a seven race regular season and then a three race championship. And the way it's laid out, anybody has a championship as long as you race at least four or more races. You have to race at least 4 or more races of the season, because that's the only way it's fair. You can't just come in here in the championship last 3
Right.
championship races and take the championship away from the number 1 guy. It wouldn't be fair. But if you've raced at least 4 races with me out of 7, and you come in and join us, everybody has a chance to win it, because the first place guy starts out with 30 points, second place starts out with 20 points, third place starts out with 10 points, and the winner of the first race gets 15 bonus points on top of his winning points, and so on for the first 2 races. And then, if somebody can be lucky enough to finish top 5 in both and win one of them, you got a chance to take that spot away from that leader.
Oh wow, okay. That's a cool format.
Oh yeah. I invented it, a couple seasons ago, well before the first season, and it's everybody enjoys it because it gives everybody a shot at the end, those last 3 races to get back in it and win a championship. Because if you get 45, if you can win 2 of those races and get 30 extra bonus points on top of your winning points, you're probably going to win the championship. Take it away from the leader.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of different. No league is exactly the same. That's why I love this thing too, where some guys run realistic damage, moderate damage, different point systems, playoff knockout rounds, multi-race, tiered up playoff style things. Like, it's just they're all so different. It's awesome.
Yeah. I just wanted to come out with a different format, and we haven't had the greatest attendance. We average somewhere between 8 and 16 drivers. It fluctuates up and down. So, if you guys are listening to this, you want to come out and join us. A lot of good drivers, a lot of fun, and anybody's welcome to join. Even if you're not in the championship hunt, come out and join us. Make it more fun. More drivers, the better.
That's it, man. Yeah. If you have any shout outs as well you want to throw down, we'll move up to Javier and get him in here and talk about his championship win.
Oh, yeah. Just want to shout out to my beautiful wife, Bonnie, and my kids, my grandkids, and all you guys that put this together. Thanks to Keith for everything he does. He's been awesome since I've been working with him, and, he's given me the reins on Sunday, and it, feels good to be part of it. So, yeah, appreciate everything everybody does. Give a shout out to my little grandson. It's his first Christmas with us, so,
Nice.
little Edward. And just everybody else, that's in my family, and just everybody watching, the broadcast and everything. So good job, guys. Javier, congratulations, man, on the championship. Good job, buddy. Good finish there.
Thanks, Dan. Have a good night, bud. You should get
Take it
little
easy,
Edward.
guys.
Get Edward a little steering wheel.
Oh yeah. He's already plays with mine all the time. He loves it, man.
There you
Get
go.
over here and drive it and swerve it into the walls and stuff. But
Yep.
he loves it.
Thanks, Dan. Have a good night, bud.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Thanks. Javier, man. Nice. Oh, man. We're watching this thing, and that last caution comes out, and you actually got tagged in the right rear, and we were like, oh no. Like, you've been in the perfect spot the whole race. You're up in the top 10, staying up front just in case something happens. Something happens, and it almost got you.
Yeah, there was. I figured there was more than one incident. I think the first one came on my coming down pit road, locking my tires up and hitting the wall.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get a speeding penalty for that, and I didn't. So I was lucky on that. Then I think I missed one right before the last one. I kind of swerved down low to miss a wreck. So I got some lucky situations that worked out for me, definitely.
Yeah, a trunk full of horseshoes. Yeah, I must have missed the pit one. I don't remember that one, but yeah, we were watching that from. Went back in the replay there. If you watch the broadcast back, you'll see it go. Oh yeah, you got hit pretty hard at that right rear, and were able to hold on to that thing. But the whole race was great. You were out of the 4 championship contenders, you were in front of them pretty much the entire time. And were you just content, just kind of sticking in that bubble? Like, were you trying to win the actual race itself? Because you led a bunch of laps too.
Yeah, my thinking was I never always like to start from the back. I never like to start in the front, and I was just trying to see where the race was going. So once I got to the front, I tried to stay at least somewhere in between the other top 3 drivers and keeping my eye on them. But once I knew that I had a chance when I was in the top 5 somewhere, I definitely wanted to win. But once we got down to the end of the race, I was content on just riding behind Alex Moe, and I think it was Perry Bond for a while, because I already knew that Robert Breedlove was like the other person I had to worry about at the time. So I was just content on running third. But then after that, I saw they had a line going, so that's when I made a move to try to get in first position and not get caught up in the middle and go backwards.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta make sure you don't make any silly moves, right, to put yourself out of position, because that happens so quickly on a super speedway too. Like, oh, I'll just go over here, and then all of a sudden you're going backwards. You know, you've got to make those decisions to just kind of just stay where you are. Even if you have a run, you might have to just be patient and hang out and stay there. But this is a long season, you know, like, and surviving the knockout rounds, and that's, yeah, man, congratulations on the championship win. That was cool. And we watched both you guys do your burnouts, because of course Dan and we always get 2 burnouts in a championship race.
Yeah, I was towards the back, and Dan told me come up to the front, do a burnout with me. So
Yeah,
that's what I ended up doing. But I gotta thank my teammates, Poppy Sandoval, the U, and Graham McDonald. They were like my eyes, letting me know like what the other drivers were doing and stuff like that. So I appreciate their help.
Oh, were you obviously on your team chat? You guys, they were feeding you a lot of good info, eh?
Oh yeah, I could say during the whole season, yeah, it is a good thing to have teammates, because you know you got other drivers that run in packs. So you know, Team Wrecking Ball, we try to keep, you know, in touch. You know, let us know, especially during the championship. They were my eyes, just letting me know where the other 3 cars were at all times, and they gave me a heads up.
It was fun seeing Team Wrecking Ball come together, like back at Talladega Nights and a couple other leagues too, where you guys sort of just started a team and started calling it Team Wrecking Ball, and we're like, oh, okay. And then it stayed together. Like, you guys didn't, it stayed together, and you got more members, and it's still a tight team. It's cool to see. Like, you wonder, like, oh, they're just going to start a team and then it'll fall apart in a month. But here we are, like 2 years later, and you guys are still Team Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, we had a few that left temporarily, but yeah, it's a good thing that people still love the game and kept the team together, because otherwise it's hard. It's hard to win without teammates in the speedway.
It is, especially on the super speedways. Like, you can tell who the teammates are just by watching the race, even if you didn't have the volume on. You could tell, like, wow, these guys must be teammates, because, you know, when you find each other, you help each other.
Yeah, and like I said, when you kind of in a hard place, you want to make a move, but you know if you do, you're gonna get left, you know, high and dry. So that's a good thing about having teammates.
Yeah, it's fun watching.
I finally made it back, Blaine.
Hey, there he is. Hey, just
finally made it back. Sorry.
Brian just taking a 20-minute break at the end there.
Hey, I just wanted to say congratulations, man. That was a fine performance. I had one eye on you the whole night, and you got up there and took the lead for those few laps. And I said, you know what, there's a smart driver right here. If he can just stay ahead of those other 3. And I told Blaine while we were watching you, and I said, not only is he watching his mirror, he's watching that F2 key to see where those other 3 are. And you played it smart, man. That was a close shot at the end there. And we all kind of held our breath, you know, because you actually did get tagged in the rear end and almost went around, saved it, and went on to win the championship. So I didn't get a chance to see you throughout the season, but if tonight's performance is any indication, man, that's well-deserved championship, man. Congratulations.
Oh, I appreciate it, Brian. Like I said, it's just you know, hard, you got like veteran speedway racers. So, you know, it's still a learning process, but, you know, they got great drivers here. So to win a championship 2 years into this game, with these guys, you know, is a good win.
That's
Learning
pretty.
lessons.
Yeah, it's not easy to do.
It's pretty humble of you to say that it's a learning process when you literally just won the championship and then look at all the names that are underneath you, like the entire Big Stone Gap team of all the levels, and like those guys are hard to beat on tracks like this, man. And your entire season was on tracks like this, and you were able to find a way to win it, man. So yeah, that's a fantastic championship win, dude. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Brian, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Well,
so yeah, if you
absolutely,
wanted
man.
to,
Great run.
if you wanted to wrap it up with any shout outs and final words, man, let it rip, and then we'll wrap up the broadcast.
All right, I'd like to give a big thanks to Team Wrecking Ball, Graham McDonald, Doug Hewlick, Garland Oaks, who couldn't be here today, Ulysses for the whole entire season, and a shout out to my wife and my daughter who are sleeping. They'll watch the replay. And that's about it. And thank Blaine and Brian for what y'all do, your advice, your friendship, and stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's cool. You'll enjoy the broadcast. We're definitely. You were in front of the other three guys most of the time, so we were definitely. It was almost a Have You in the Grand show, is what we're saying. So yeah, I think you'll like the replay when you watch it back, man. So
No, the funny thing is, I had it playing, so I had my eye was on it for a little bit. And I was seeing my card. I said, "Oh, I'm on TV a lot."
We're talking about you more than once, that's for sure, man. But yeah, dude. Have yourself a great night, man. Great win, and we'll hopefully we'll do it again.
All right.
Outstanding job, buddy.
All right, thank you guys.
And there it is. What did I just do? I clicked the wrong
That
thing.
was a blast. That was a blast, Blaine. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough for having me over here, man. I hope to get to do it again someday.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, you're on the list. I know, like, Rod is the number one guy here at Tarnation, but then again, there's nights that people can't make it, and I've got a short list, and you're on it. So I've got about 4 or 5 people that I can send a text out to if Rod can't pull a race, and all of you are always there for me. So thanks again for backing me up and calling this race with me, man. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it is a blast. And keep me at the top of that list, man. I'm ready to do it again.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. I might need you.
And listen, if I don't talk to you, happy holidays to everybody watching, and to you, Blaine, and to all these guys here at this league. That was really fun. I'm kind of miss racing with a lot of these guys. I've raced against every one of them, and they are hard to beat, man. I gotta give another hats off to Javier for winning that championship. It is not an easy thing to do. They make it look easy, but it really is not.
No, to win a championship, you've got to get enough points to get into the playoffs, and you also have to survive the knockout rounds. It's definitely not an easy thing to do with all the people that play this thing. So yeah, like Brian said too, everybody have a safe and happy holiday. And if you're around tomorrow evening, Rod's birthday is this evening, so hopefully he is in good shape to call the race tomorrow as we do another championship race here at Primetime Racing League for their Saturday Night Shootout Series here at Talladega, the Primetime Superspeedway. And thanks to Brian Wolf from Fluid Studios. Links below to check all his stuff out. And if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.